So this makes it also difficult to find if there are some coordinates, you have to translate them back to a location. Luckily, she has a website, binax.be. This guy, well, we know he's from Belgium, but if you want to make it automatically, you can look at the website and that's ifletip.be. So this means that it's not that easy. I've seen Twitter accounts from politicians where they do not state their political party, they do not indicate a URL. So that's the advice. Give a full profile if you want to be looked up on Twitter. This is a Twitter account that was created yesterday. And just because Thijs told me, he's in there. So this illustrates the fact that it's really hard to find Twitter users. If they are not talk of the town, if they are not connected, if there are no tweets, they can be from Belgium, but you won't be able to find them. Zeebrugge is a locality close to the Belgian coast. There's a Twitter account called Zeebrugge. Is that account from Belgium? You would suppose that this guy is from, or the person behind it from Belgium, but the tweets are in English. So I doubt it. I don't know. I can't say it. Zwijndrecht. Who knows Zwijndrecht? It's a locality close to Antwerp, but there is a Zwijndrecht also in Holland. This account is claimed by someone from Holland. So you have to be careful. For instance, Limburg. You have Limburg in Germany, in Holland, and in Belgium. So if they indicate location Limburg, it's not clear. So this means that deciding if a Twitter account is from Belgium is a very tricky thing. This lady indicates location Hilversum, Antwerp. Is she from Belgium? I decided to give her the label Belgium also. Deutsche Bank B. Let's suppose that's from Belgium, but I think this is an example of Twitter account hacking. Can we be sure that Deutsche Bank has registered this account? There's not a single activity on it. There are some tools to find out when it was created, but not by who. My advice to people is that claim the Twitter user IDs you're interested in. So I created this one a while ago, but I have no activity. I tweet on another Twitter account, BBLG. So that's the advice when I talk to companies or to individuals. Try to register if it's already taken. Not yet taken. So the question is now how to find Belgian Twitter accounts. Well, there are 3 criteria that have to be met, or 2 of the 3. The profile has to contain some information. If it's blank, like the case of Bruno Peeters, you can't do anything about it. If they are connected, this helps, because there are tools to find connections, and they have to be active. For instance, if you see tweets for today, there are a lot of them, and this can be a source of information to find out some Twitter accounts. So now I'm going to show you some work in progress. These are not final conclusions. So I'm not going to give a figure, is it now 20, 20, 30, or 50, or 100,000 users in Belgium? I think within a month I will some more, some better ideas. This is a gimmick I posted a while ago, but now there are updated figures. What's the first letter of the Twitter name? So it seems that the S is the most popular letter, and the Q and the U the least. The length of the account. I didn't know until a few weeks ago that the length of the Twitter name was limited to 15 characters. So now, if you try to register your name or a company, whatever, take into account that there are only 15 characters possible. The short ones, 3 and 4 positions, I think until now they're almost all taken. So try to find something that's still free, and if you have a popular brand, there's a possibility that this name is already hacked or taken by someone else. Now it's becoming more interesting. On which day of the week were the Twitter accounts being created? It seems that Saturday was the least popular day. So it seems that most of the accounts were created on Wednesday, followed by Tuesday, and over the years it seems the same. The figures from 2006 are a little bit biased, but you have to know that there are only 60 accounts still alive from that time. So it's not that representative. But it seems on Saturdays people tend to register less. This is a graph on the creation of Twitter accounts over time. I've not put any figures on that, but I want to share some thoughts on that. There is some indication that the creation is in decline. These are some moments where we have some buzz created. Is it really in decline or not? This is a view by month. This is a view by date. One explanation up until now why this is going back.
What do you do?
One explanation why this is going down is the fact that apparently my scripts do not catch the recent tweeters. This means that people who start twittering, they are not connected, they haven't published a lot, so it's difficult to pick them up. But anyway, what's clear is that here in this period, on a daily basis, there were a lot more Twitter accounts being created. It seems that we're now in a stable phase. So I wouldn't look too much at this point the last month. So, but anyway, the Twitter pattern is that there are less Twitter accounts being created than let's say, about a year ago. There are some peaks. I don't have an explanation for that, but the fact that Vincent van Quickenborne or Yves Verterma announced that they're twittering, they can explain something like that. This was January 2008. I don't know what's the explanation for that, but this can have some effect. What are the most popular cities in Belgium where you find Twitters? In Brussels, 6,000. Over 6,000 people mentioning in the location string. So I think Twitter has a high penetration in Brussels. In Flanders, you see Antwerp, also very high, 2,600 about. But you have to take into account a lot of people mention their province. And if you do not take that into account, it's Ghent, that's really the Twitter capital of Flanders. In Wallonia, it's about, I think it's Liège, 660 Twitter accounts, with the people putting Liège explicitly in their name. Some statistics about Twitter accounts. The average number of followers is 79. 97. Excuse me, 97. You have 150, that's the famous Dunbar number, the number of people you can be friended with according to Mr. Dunbar. Over 90% is below that figure. If you have the following, if you look at the following, you have the same. Twitter has offered the possibility to create lists. An average Belgian Twitter account is on 4 lists. But if you look at the two other ones, that only 11% is on above 11 lists. So on all these following lists, you have a long tail phenomenon. You have a very short head, and then a long tail. 14% of the Twitter users have a protected account, or at least those I've found. Geo-enabled 10%. And the interface language is the majority still English. So there's not yet a Dutch variant, perhaps it can come soon. There are some strange interface languages, Spanish, German, Japanese, Italian, I think they're from expats temporarily located in Belgium. And what about the tweets, the activity degree? On average is about 400, but it's again very skewed. 5% of the Twitter users of Belgium have over 1,500 tweets, but you have also less than 13%. So there's a minority who tweets a lot, especially Twitter bots. So if you go looking at the top 10, 20, whatever, posts I've written in the past, it's especially from newspapers and tweets that are picked up automatically, like Facebook Geek, Apple Geek, and so on. That's a guy that posts automatically, and he is very famous. So what's next? I'm not going to reveal until now my idea about Twitter accounts. What I've learned from the past is that only half of the Twitter accounts can be allocated to a country, can be linked to a country. So all the figures have to be taken carefully. So I will have to collect some more data, and I think by the end of this month I will publish some ideas about activity degree and whatever. If you have any suggestions or comments on things that could be interesting and are reasonably easy to do, I can take these into account. So what I suggest is have a look at my blog or my Twitter account, and you will see this being published within a few weeks. Thank you.
You wrote something yourself?
Yes.
Did you write the script yourself, or are you using the statistics that were public from other third-party applications?
No, I took these as starting points,
right.
14,000 and so on, but the only source is the Twitter API, and there are some limitations.